It is. It makes it so that you cannot move. So you can be raped and you know what's going on, but you can't move your body. And Miley was stuck like that for she was stuck like that for 24 hours, and I couldn't help her. I just went back and listened to a recording of when I went to meet with the GAL, and with me I brought some people with me. My kids didn't go because they were just with him the day before with their mother. And my oldest said, I was there and I was telling him over and over and over about what was going on. And he just kept justifying mom's behaviors. So I didn't want to miss the meeting that I had with him. The kids stayed home with my oldest. And she was so upset because every time she told him something that was concerning to her, he dismissed it. So with me was my sister, who is a social worker, my attorney at the time, my girlfriend, who, by the way, for the record, me and my ex have been separated since 2023. That's when I found out for sure that she was cheating, and I said, I can't be with you. But since then, we were separated, and one of my best friends for the majority of my life, who's been a part of our family for 17 years, almost 18 years, we became romantically involved. And she has saved our lives. She didn't have to let us move in with her when we were illegally locked out of our house. She didn't have to buy my kids beds. She gave up her bedroom. And we sleep in the basement. You know, you can see this is the basement. We sleep in the basement. So that all of the kids have their own rooms. Because we were illegally locked out of our house. And this is a woman that I've been with for just over a year. We've been friends for almost 18. And she's been a part of our family. And she came to this meeting with the GAL because she's become a parent to my kids. We've been here. You know, when my ex changed the locks of the house, the kids were here for 2 entire months. And their mother didn't try to call, didn't try to contact them. Instead, what she did was she would call the police every time I came to the house to get clothes, or anything that I needed when I went to my house. Her dad, who, from my understanding, didn't raise her. He lives in Texas. He's very rarely around. They don't really communicate that often. All of a sudden, he drives up from Texas. He comes to the DV hearing where she presents a false drug test, a falsified drug test, and the court just drops the protection order and they let her back into our house, where she changed the locks and locked us out. 2 months went by. She didn't even try. And we told her, you know, you want to talk to the kids, you can call, you can send a letter, do something. Nope. But instead, she did that so that she could tell the court that I kept them away from her. When she's the one that changed the lock, she went to the court and said, I was gone for 30 days voluntarily, so, and I'm abusive and all of these things, despite the fact that every interaction is recorded. You will see all of it. All of it. I'd go to the house to get my things. I was harassed by her father. He'd follow me around and yell at me, you don't touch this, you don't touch that. He doesn't live there. He was living on a blow-up mattress in the living room for 2 months when she came back and changed the locks. And then when the court decided, let's give the mom time with the kids, which was so reckless, he left before they even got home. But anyways, I was just listening to the recording of when I was sitting in the GAL's office, and I've got these people with me, and we're telling him about the dangers for like the 18th time. And he's discounting all of them and all of them and all of them. And I tell him about what Miley went through. And she's told him the same thing. And he says, well, she never told me that, or I never told her this. He says this to me. And then I said, well, I wasn't there. And he goes, exactly, you weren't there, so you don't know what I said, and what you're saying I said is wrong. But what he doesn't realize is, and I didn't tell him then, but my oldest got smart when I got smart and started recording all of her interactions with everyone. So the entire meeting that she had with the GAL was recorded. I know every word he said. I have it recorded and transcribed. He said everything that he said to me when he thought there was no way to prove him wrong that he didn't say. And she said everything to him that he said she did not say to him. When he was appointed as the GAL, I looked into his reviews, and there were stunning reviews, and most of them were from fathers that said this guy is great. And I was so hopeful that finally something in this court system is going to work in favor of my kids. But then I realized the reason he's got such great reviews is because he values 50% time more than anything else. So fathers who were screwed out of time with their kids, he would make sure that they saw their kids. I wasn't screwed out of time with my kids before him. My kids were with me. I'm the safe, protective, stable parent. But he said they need time with her. Doesn't matter that she's got a drug problem, doesn't matter that she's a criminal, doesn't matter that she's got violent tendencies, doesn't matter that she lies on police reports, doesn't matter that she's put the children in direct harm's way. She's their mother. So thinking that, and it's been pretty well established since he made the recommendation and the court solidified it in an order, it's been clear that there was no changing that. We'd go to court. It doesn't matter. And knowing all of the crimes that she commits, I assumed eventually somebody's going to prosecute her for some of these crimes and the custody issue won't matter. But when I tell them, okay, not going to fight, keep it 50-50, we can be done with this today. All of a sudden, no. I think the kids need more time with the mom. She needs to be the primary parent. You fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? 5 minutes before he told me that he contacted the kids' schools, and the kids' schools are saying that when mom takes them to school, they're either tardy or she just calls them out and they're absent. And that when dad takes them to school, that's not the case, but they're in the car before school. So we do this. We drive to the other side of the county. Early in the morning, my oldest starts at 7. The younger ones start at 9. So I take the oldest and we drive, and then sometimes we go to breakfast or we just hang out. And they're not late to school. But when she takes them, and she's not across the county, she's down the street, they're tardy or late. And the GAL says, I think it would be better for the mom to have them more, despite all of this. So what I'm going to do for part 2 of The Felon I Married is I'm going to release the audio of the GAL in his own words, in his own mouth. The way he talks to my daughter, he needs to be disbarred. And then the lies he says to me, and then the things he does in court that are the opposite of what he says he's going to say. It's all recorded. They want me to pay thousands of dollars for transcripts from the court, knowing I can't afford it, and then they have a problem with me recording. Tough. It's recorded and it's all getting out. And it'll be out in the next video. So stay tuned yet again, because we haven't even scratched the surface.